Chapter 10. I don't know what got into me. This wasn't typical Winston. Computer geek behavior. Chapter 10. I don't know what got into me. This wasn't typical Winston computer geek behavior. Maybe feeling like Captain Kirk made me braver than usual. But whatever the reason, I climbed out of bed and found myself getting dressed again. After slipping into my shoes and putting on my glasses, I slowly opened the door to my bedroom. It squeaked just like everything else in the house. I peeked around the corner to see if Brad was up and saw nothing, only the dark, frightened shadows cast by the moonlight that poured through the windows. I crept quietly down the hallway, as quietly as possible anyway. The floor creaked with each step, like in a scary movie. I half expected some crazy guy with an axe to jump out from behind the furniture to attack me. Maybe somebody like the crazy guy Brad invented to fake me out, the man who was hairy and smelly like some kind of animal. The man who had hacked someone to death in my room, the death room. To tell you the truth, I was a little spooked, as if I walked through the old creaky farmhouse. Even if I did feel like Captain Kirk, I think Captain Kirk gets scared sometimes too. Don't you? I pushed open the back screen door, which groaned and squealed no matter how gently I tried to move it, and I stepped out into the dark night. My way lighted only by a half moon, but before I could step off the porch I saw the terrifying shadow. It was clearly in the shape of a man, a very large and hairy man. A man who had to be hiding around the corner of the house, hoping I would walk near him. A man who was holding an axe raised high over his head, waiting for his next victim. Chapter 11. My whole body trembled with fear. I tried to move my feet, but I couldn't. Not forward to run away, not backward to escape into the house. I was sure the madman was going to come around the corner and kill me with his axe, a hairy, smelly, animal-like crazy person. Then a gentle breeze blew over the farm from the mountains, finally cooling off the warm, still night. With the new wind, the shadow changed shapes. The dark form on the ground didn't look like a man anymore. It looked kind of like, well, a tree. Actually turned out to be a tall, fairy bush planted beside the house, and the raised axe was nothing more than a piece of farm equipment that was left behind the bush for the night. It was a backhoe, with its long arm and jagged shovel still high in the air. So much my newfound bravery. But I have to give myself some credit for the courage that night, because I didn't go back inside after I discovered the mad killer was only a bush and a backhoe. I wouldn't explore more of the farm. I went into the barn. The same barn that sheltered Demon and Tornado, the people biting horses. To this day, I don't know why I wanted to walk inside that scary, broken down barn alone, especially at night. But something made me open the weathered barn door. I admit that I was afraid, very afraid. The large, heavy door scraped the side of the wooden barn as I slowly slid it open, waking all the animals. The horses and cattle complained with annoyed whinnies and moos, shuffling their hooves. I left the door open. The moonlight carved out deep shadows inside the barn. I stepped into this unfamiliar world filled with farm sounds and farm smells. I heard eerie crunching and grunting. I heard strange heavy breathing. I could smell the wet hay and fresh manure and cool moist earth. As I walked away, still further into the dark barn, I followed the beam of moonlight coming through the door. Beyond the pale light cast by the moon, I could see almost nothing. All the animals were in shadow, suspicious of their intruder. Now and then an eye was visible, staring at me, watching every move I made. I felt like running back into the house and hiding under my covers. I was so afraid that my hands started shaking, my legs felt weak. But I kept walking into the creaky barn, further and further inside, further and further away from the barn door, any hope of escape if one of those horses began to attack me. What would I do if Demon tried to eat me? What if Tornado started to kick me? How could I fight back? We didn't get a chance to answer those questions, because something else attacked me first. Without any warning, I saw a huge white creature of some kind, flying furiously out of the black. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was coming directly at me. It was flying straight towards my face. It had long, fierce claws that looked like a dozen daggers. All the claws were extended, gleaming in the moonlight, trying to rip out my eyes.